Welcome to Destination Station, your number one station in the nation. As always, I'm Destin. Want to talk to you about, do a quick review, recap of American Horror Story Season 6, Episode 1, My Roanoke Nightmare. I know it's all been teased for several months now. We didn't know what the theme was going to be for this season. I am in no way familiar with any of the source material of American Horror Story, so take all this with a grain of salt. This is really, with all the hype around the teasers and stuff like that, really got me interested into checking this show out. I remember when it first aired, the first season and everything, and I checked out the first couple episodes, and I was kind of like, it didn't really catch me. But now, after seeing that, I didn't really realize till recently that every season was a different theme. So you really don't have to watch them in order. You could just jump on whichever season you prefer to watch. Which, leave in the comments below, let me know which one is the best season to watch. I know there's like Freak Show, Hotel, the Haunted House one or whatever, and this one right here, my Roanoke Nightmare or whatever, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's based off the Lost Colony and everything like that. This didn't really give us a whole lot of answers as to what is going on. This one is kind of, from what I've been told, is it's kind of shot differently, like in a documentary style, kind of like a reenactment type of style. Like you would see like the old Unsolved Mysteries, or you would watch Forensic Files or something like that. You'd have like the interviews of the actual victims, and then they're given backstory to what happened, and it's different characters playing them in the reenactments. That's how this is kind of set up. And the protagonist, which is I think it's Shelby, and I think it's Matt. I could be wrong, but they're being interviewed, and they're giving the story about what happened, about how they lost a baby, and they lived in the city, and then they moved out to, I think, North Carolina or South Carolina, and they found a house that was being auctioned off, and they got it for like 40 grand, which was like a steal. And who plays the protagonist in this is Cuba Gooding Jr. and what's her name? Is it Sarah Paulson? Something like that. Something Paulson. They both worked recently on the American Crime Story, the O.J. Simpson, the People versus O.J. Simpson miniseries that just aired and just got released like last week on Blu-ray and DVD. So that's kind of weird. Now they're in American Horror Story, but they're in American Crime Story. I thought that was kind of, I don't know if a whole lot of people caught that, but yeah, they were both in the O.J. People versus O.J. Simpson American Crime Story, but which is very good from what I've seen. I haven't finished all that. But anyways, back to American Horror Story. This episode, I have to say, I'm kind of on board with American Horror Story now. I want to go back and check it out. I know they have like 4 or 5 seasons on Netflix, so I'm definitely going to go and check this out. Like I said, leave a comment below. Let me know which one's the best one I should check out first, or should I just start back from the beginning? I don't know. But this show is very atmospheric. It's very beautifully shot. The cinematography is on point. The acting is on point. It really sets up this this eerie, just the tone of this. It's caught me. So I'm gonna stay on with this. I don't know if I'll do each episode as a review, but I'll do this for the beginning, and then I'll probably do either one right before the finale or right after the finale. But yeah, I'm curious to see where this story's gonna go. You really don't know. They move into this house, and they're trying to get away from the city. And whenever they get there, there's these rednecks locally that was trying to win off the auction, and Cuba Gooding Jr. basically, overpriced. He has more money than the rednecks. For some reason, I don't know why the rednecks wanted it so bad. But the guy that was auctioning off the house, he said, you got like 10 acres, but do not build on this land. You cannot build anything on this land. So they were like, okay, we don't plan on it anyways. So who knows why? Maybe it's like an Indian burial ground type thing, kind of like I know there's a lot of different theories and stuff like that for the Roanoke legend or whatever. But yeah, she starts hearing things in the house. Weird things start happening. They think it's the rednecks that was pissed off that they over auctioned they that didn't get the house. The locals or whatever, the police department, they contact the police department and they say, you know, we know exactly who's doing this. These crazy rednecks that aren't happy that we're in town. And the police department, the sheriff, I think he was the sheriff, but the officer was just kind of like, "Oh, I just buy you a gun. They're harmless. I'll go have a talk with them." He didn't seem too interested, like he's going to help them out. He's just small town cop, and so they're kind of on their own. And then you got Angela Bassett that shows up as Cuba Gooding Jr.'s sister, which has a backstory of her being a cop. And something went wrong. I'm not going to give away what it is, but something went wrong on the wrong day, and I think she lost custody of her kids and got divorced and everything. So she's in this show. I'm assuming I hear that a lot of these characters are from prior seasons, just different characters. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but that's what I've been told. So I don't know who was in the last seasons and who's not. So the Paulson, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s wife, is like, no, we gotta go. We want to leave because someone ends up breaking into their house and sets up all these stick figures. They almost look like the Blair Witch figurines by strings and stuff like that, but they're like little stick men, kind of like voodoo type stuff or whatever, all over the entryway or whatever. And they go down in the basement, and somebody has set up a TV for them to watch a video of this guy like running in the woods, hiding out from another guy that's like in a pig head, got a pig head on. I don't know what's going on, and then it gets shut off, and then Cuba Gooding Jr. rushes home from out of town from working, and Paulson is just like, no, we're leaving, and it's like fight or flight. They use that about 3 or 4 times in this episode, and she decides at this point, I'm not fighting. I'm flight. I'm getting away from the situation as far as I can, as quick as I can. So she ends up leaving Cuba Gooding Jr. and Angela Bassett at the house. And when she's leaving, Cuba Gooding Jr. calls on the phone and says, "Honey, where you going? Come back." Right then, she ends up hitting somebody. I think it's a lady. She gets out the car. The lady just kind of gets up and starts wandering off into the woods behind some trees. She goes, "Where you going?" Like you don't know if all this stuff is in her head or if it's actually going on, because there's a lot of things that happen in this episode that you kind of question her psyche. So maybe they'll do more backstory for the character or whatever, but she ends up going out there and gets lost and everything. And yeah, that's about it. It's it shuts off. It don't really give you any explanation of what's going on, but basically that's what's going on in this show. It's kind of like a reenactment documentary style type form that they're going with, and I like it. I can't complain. I enjoyed a lot. Cuba Gooding Jr., you know, where has he been for a while? He's been doing some straight-to-DVD stuff. Used to be a A-list actor back in the day. So now, I mean, maybe TV's where it's at for him, because he hit it with that O.J. Simpson. And if you haven't seen that, check that out. The People vs. O.J. Simpson. It's really good. It's really well written. It's got John Travolta and everybody in it. But anyways, enough of that. That's my thoughts about it. That's basically what happens. I don't want to give away too much. Just go and watch it. Let me know what you think. Leave comments below. Let me know. Like this video. Subscribe to Destination Station. And check out some other videos if you're new to my channel. And I do movie reviews, steelbook, Blu-ray unboxings, unboxings of some tech, and I try to shoot out a video at least once or twice a week. So yeah, stick around, subscribe to Destination Station, #1 station in the nation. As always, I'm Destin, Come back. I'll see you next time. Take care.